you go.
Hi, it's me, Robin. I know I've been planning to do my Gardasil vaccination, and I'm gonna do it. I've been kind of putting it off for a reason. Doing an intramuscular injection often makes that muscle really sore for a couple days, and there's always a lot of work or conferences or something I had. And I was like, I'll wait till after this. I'll wait till after this. And finally I was like, my life is busy. I'm just going to have to do it. And have a sore leg. It's not that big a deal. So I have the Gardasil 9, which covers 9 strains. If you are uncomfortable by seeing needles and injections and stuff, and you're not comfortable seeing that, this is your warning. I'm telling you right now, stop the video, don't watch it if that's not your thing, because I'm going to be injecting myself. I've been given permission by my doctor. I'm not a nurse anymore, but when he gave it to me, he was like, the prescription, he said, yeah, take it to the pharmacy, fill it, bring it back, and I'll do it. And I was like, can I do it? And he was like, oh, right. Yeah, just do it. It's fine. And then at the pharmacy, they were like, are you going to come back to the pharmacy and have us do it? And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And they kind of gave me a look, and I was like, I used to be a nurse. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Do you need any syringes or needles? And I was like, no, I'm good. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I also want to say that I've done this before, and I stand by this. If you need help doing your own injections, I won't charge you anything. Of course, you can come over, and I've had people do this with hormones or their B12 injection. Come over. I'll inject you safely and send you on your way if that's what makes you feel comfortable. I'm happy to do that. So yeah, I'm going to do an intramuscular injection into the thigh. A lot of vaccinations are often done in the arm, but really that's just because it's easier to access and it's quicker. I prefer to do larger muscles. I like doing the thigh, the vastus lateralis. But a lot of times I don't do it just because it involves having to take your pants off. And I'm at home, so my pants are off. So that's what I'm doing. I guess I can show you what I have. I have a sharps container. Very important to have a sharps container when you have any kind of needles. There should never be any passing between people of a needle or over things. It should be right where you need it, so it goes directly into the sharps container when you're done. Of course, I have the syringe, and I'll attach my needles soon. I've got my needles. For intramuscular, you're going to look at usually 1.5 inches long. This one's 22 gauge. Depending on what you're injecting, you might need a larger or smaller gauge. 22 is pretty average. I'm assuming it's fine for this. That's what I have. I have my alcohol. Now, I know this gets debated with the different communities, whether like body mod communities and medical communities. Some say you need surgical scrub. Having a medical background, like I've done IVs with alcohol, and so I'm comfortable. I'm like, if it's good enough for an IV, it's good enough for an injection for me or for needle place. So I use rubbing alcohol. And I've got some swabs and, of course, a Spider-Man Band-Aid for when I'm done. So first I'm going to, actually, I always want to say landscape. It's landmark the area. This is how to find the best place to inject, and I did bring a Sharpie for this. Okay, so this is my magical thigh. Basically, the muscle is around here, so the best way to find that, you can go right down the middle of your thigh and down the side. You don't have to draw, but I thought it'd be fun. You need at least one hand down your thigh here and one from your knee. So basically we're looking at here, and I'm not going to mark it because I'm going to clean it, but right in the middle would be the most ideal place for that injection. So now I'm just going to, oh, my cat reacted very strongly to the squirting. That's funny. It's funny because when I went to school, I was taught initially to go like in and out and like swab that way, and then later, because things are always changing, it was like circles that get bigger. Now they say it's just friction. It's rubbing alcohol. If it gets on you, like give it a good scrub, it's fine. And then you want to leave it to dry, because that's the amount of time it takes to actually clean it properly. I'm working with a clean field, not a sterile one. It bothers me when people say it has to be like a sterile field, because this is not a sterile field. Going to a hospital doing this to somebody is not a sterile field. It's just not. There's sterile and clean. This is clean. It's fine. That's my mini rant. So I've got this lovely, I'm just reading it. I am use only, blah, 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 store. Yeah. I'm actually going to get another swab. And pull this off. So twist that off. It should be fine, but I'm going to do this anyways. Give it a little bit of the alcohol. Put that away. Now I've got my needle. And it's just hit me now that I'm going to be stabbing myself. So I'm like, oh man. Again, if you're squicked out, please don't watch this. Actually, I'm going to put it on first. Twist that on. So scary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my spot. Here, this is a kind of anchoring technique. You put your wrist on the surface instead of, you obviously don't want to do it like that. You're not going to have as much balance. And also if the person moves, then, you know, my hand will move with it. So it's just a good safety practice. Put your wrist down first. Deep breath. You're supposed to go on the exhale. There you go. And now what I'm going to do is aspirate, which means I'm going to pull this a little bit just to make sure, good, that no blood comes out. That means you're not in a blood vessel. So no blood came out, so now I'm going to slowly inject. Oh, yeah, slowly. Always do it slowly because, you know, you're putting fluid in your muscles and it is not the most pleasant of sensation. Okay, wait till it's all the way, and then I'm going to get my pad and just whoop, push right away. Immediately this goes into the sharps container. And now I'm done. I want my Spider-Man Band-Aid.